The sky above Vega Station 17 rippled like a disturbed lake. Shimmering auroras in reds and greens, not native to this sector of space, twisted through the thin clouds of helium and synthetic oxygen. It was beautiful but unnatural, like a glitch in reality. I stood on the edge of the landing platform, my boots humming with magnetic charge, watching the colors flicker and pulse. I was there to pick up an assignment. Nothing more. I was a cargo pilot, ex-military, ex-spy, ex-everything, now turned courier for hire. I moved crates from orbit to planet, from planet to outpost. No questions. No delays. But then she walked through the mist. She looked human almost. Her skin shimmered faintly, not unlike the auroras above. Pale, translucent. Her eyes, silver and too large for her face, fixed on me. She walked with purpose, her long white coat fluttering behind her like wings. And then she said it. "You've finally arrived," she whispered, as if she had been waiting forever. I blinked. "Do I know you?" "No," she replied. "But I know you." I should have walked away. Should have stuck to my job and left Vega 17 with my cargo and my credits. But there was something in her voice, a pull like gravity, something ancient, familiar. "My name is Ares," she said. "You're not supposed to understand yet." "Understand what?" She turned and gestured for me to follow. Despite my instincts screaming otherwise, I did. She led me through the station, not to any official docking port or office, but into the restricted underbelly of the station. We passed abandoned research bays, old mining tunnels converted to holding pens, and corridors so ancient they still bore the markings of the old Terran Alliance, the kind that predated even my grandfather's time. At the center of a forgotten dome, sealed off by old magnetic locks and covered in frost, she stopped. She placed her hand on the wall, and it shimmered, disintegrating into mist. I stood there, breath caught in my throat. The chamber inside pulsed with blue light. Floating in the center was a sphere, roughly a meter across, hovering silently. It looked organic, like a massive cell from a microscope, but it radiated something powerful, something alien. "This is why you're here," Ares said. "What is that?" "A memory seed," she replied. "It holds the fragments of a war erased from your history. You fought in it once. So did I." I stared at her, disbelieving. "You've got the wrong guy. I've never met you. I've never fought in any alien war. You don't remember yet." The sphere pulsed once, and something snapped. Suddenly I wasn't standing in the dome anymore. I was on a burning plain beneath two suns. Ships screamed overhead. A voice, Ares's voice, shouted orders in a language I'd never heard but somehow understood. I was in armor. Not the kind I ever wore as a soldier. Sleek, silver, alive. I turned my head and saw her. Ares, younger but exactly the same, commanding a battalion of creatures and humans alike. I blinked, and I was back in the chamber. I staggered, my breath shallow. "What the hell did you do to me?" "I didn't do it," she said. "The seed did. It's unlocking who you really are." Backed away. "You're insane. This is some sort of psychic trick." "No trick. You've lived 1,000 lives. This is your next awakening." I left the chamber, ran through the station, through halls that seemed suddenly unfamiliar. Every step I took, I saw flashes, memories that weren't mine but felt like mine. A burning city beneath a purple sky. A creature made of light exploding in my arms. Ares dying in my arms. Ares killing me. Made no sense. I took my ship and blasted off, trying to outfly the memories. For 3 days, I drifted between systems, jumping aimlessly. But the dreams followed. The images didn't fade. Every sleep brought visions of other worlds. Every moment, her voice whispered, "You've finally arrived." Finally, I returned. Vega 17 was on lockdown. When I landed, security bots tried to block my ship, but they were already damaged. Sliced open, melted. The auroras were stronger now, flickering like warnings across the atmosphere. I found Ares in the same chamber. She stood before the seed, but this time it had grown, twice its size, now pulsing with golden light. "You came back," she said. "You owe me answers," I said. "What am I?" "You're what we made to protect the remnants," she said. "When the old species collapsed the gate network, they erased your memory so you could be reborn among the humans. But the seed called you back. It always does." "What remnants?" "The survivors of the collapse. Scattered across galaxies. You were our guardian. You died saving the last of them. But your pattern survived, buried in human DNA, waiting to be awakened. This is your final cycle. After this, you remember everything." The sphere pulsed. This time I didn't resist. My mind opened like a dam breaking. I remembered the war against the Vex Null, beings of antimatter who consumed timelines. I remembered flying through a burning galaxy, Ares by my side. I remembered dying again and again, but always coming back. Each time a little less human. Each time a little more pattern than person. And I remembered Earth. The mission to hide among them. To forget. Wait. Ares was one of the last guardians too. Her memory was fragmented, kept alive by the seed. She had waited here in isolation for me. "You came back because the cycle ends now," she said, stepping toward me. "The Vex Null are returning. The gate network is flickering back into existence. The universe needs you again." I looked at the seed, now cracking, light spilling out. "What happens if I go back?" "You cease to be only human," she said. "But you become what you were always meant to be. And if I walk away, then this is the end. For all of us." I stood there torn. All I'd ever wanted was a quiet life. To be left alone. To fly between stars and forget the wars, the betrayals, the losses. But deep inside me, something had always been restless. Something waiting to arrive. I stepped toward the seed. The light consumed me. When I awoke, I wasn't in my body anymore. I was in the network. In the gate lattice, flowing through time and space like a signal. I saw every cycle of myself. Warrior, diplomat, destroyer, savior. I saw Ares's memory intertwined with mine. We were one, divided only by fate and function. And then I understood. This wasn't about saving the universe again. It was about unifying what was broken. The guardian and the seed. The memory and the purpose. The past and the present. I returned to Vega 17 in a new body. My own but different. Enhanced. Refined. The final iteration. Ares stood waiting for me. "You've finally arrived," she said again. But this time I did understand. We activated the seed together. It expanded, unfolding like a flower in zero gravity, revealing a gate, a true interdimensional arc. Through it I saw the last of the remnants. Children of 1,000 collapsed civilizations. Waiting, hiding, barely surviving. And beyond them, shadows. The Vex Null had stirred. We stepped through the gate side by side. This time we would not lose. Epilogue. In the centuries that followed, the name of the Guardian became legend. No longer a man or a soldier, but a beacon across timelines. And Vega 17. It became a sanctuary. The place where forgotten warriors were remembered, and where destiny was finally understood. As for me, I remain, watching, waiting, for the next to arrive.